Hi everyone, let me know what the lighting's like because I'm doing it at night time because it's been impossible to do it without Thomas climbing on me during the day. So if you're ready to do this yoga session, you might want to pause the video now and find a quiet spot. You might even want to just sit quietly for a little while before you start to listen to me. Because my sessions are not able to be that long, we won't spend too much time in relaxation at the beginning or the end. So take a moment, and then when you feel ready, press play and come and find a seat. So feel comfortable to sit with your legs forward, your legs wide, and bring your thumb and your forefinger together and just rest your palms or your knuckles on your knees. And then if you feel good, close your eyes. I'm doing the same. And just notice how your breath feels. So you're probably breathing a little more in your chest these days. So see if you can allow your ribs and your belly to be a bit more involved in your breath. So feel the ribs expand as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, let them drop. As you keep breathing, just remove the shoulders, move the head a little bit. Release any tension there. Sit up tall. Feel your seat bones firmly into the ground. And then come back to breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Drop your head, wriggle your fingers and your toes, and open your eyes a few times until you're ready to keep them open. And then you can either stay here, or if you're feeling a little uncomfortable there, you could bring legs forward. Let's start with just some side bends. Let your arm be soft to start with because you're not warm yet. So there's not a big stretch in this yet. But if you can, let your breath flow. So you can inhale as you travel across and exhale as you side bend. And then you might be able to extend the arm a bit more as you come across and start to feel a bit more of a stretch through the side. Let's do two more. So now coming to all fours and coming to cat and cow. So dropping the head and rounding through the back and then arching the spine and lifting the chin. And we're going to move these a little bit. So as you exhale and round, you're pushing back. And as you inhale, you're coming forward. Now we're not going very far. We're not even going all the way back into child's pose. We're just moving. And we're really concentrating on rounding the back, arching the back, exhaling, inhaling. Let's do one more. Okay, come to be still, and if you're sideways on, step the leg closest to me forward. Otherwise it doesn't really matter what leg's forward. So in a kneeling lunge, let's breathe in and lift the arms. Breathe out and come forward. And see if you can come forward on this back hip here. And then wrap the same arm as the front leg, so you're turning towards it. And then pull back so you get a stretch in that front leg. Toes can lift if you want to. So let's come again. Take your arms wide. I'm hitting my radiator if my arms look a bit strange. And then come forward. Wrap the arm again, roll the shoulder back and stretch the leg. Let's go again. See if you can reach back a bit on this one. Just letting breath flow. Might be able to look up a bit more there and pulling back. And then before you change sides, just come to child's pose, but have your knees a bit wider and let's push back into child's pose. Breathe in and out through your nose here. Don't feel you have to look at me in any of these. I'll always let you know before we move on to the next thing. So see if you can be in the moment, not feeling you have to keep looking up. So let's do one more breath. And now we will come out of that and we'll bring the other leg forward. So breathing in again, breathing out, wrapping the arm, pulling back. Yeah. Let's come back to child's pose again. You can stay where you are, but just to show your knees are open and we're pushing back. 3 breaths. Coming back to all fours and let's push up and back to downward dog. So remember to check your feet to hip distance and then spread the fingers and thumbs out on the ground and push through the hands. Now remember, you really want a long spine, so try not to round the back, try to really tip the tailbone. Doesn't matter if the legs are bent. And then let's walk through the feet. So warming ankles, getting a stretch maybe in the back of the legs. You just want to let your head be heavy. If you need to look at me, just look through for a moment. Take your time on these, you can go slower than me. And then come back to your knees and come back and sit again, how we started. Sit up tall and you're going to take one leg. Now, if you want to, you could interlace the fingers in between the toes. Sometimes it's quite hard to get them through. You might not want to. So you can have a go at that, or you could just hold the foot. And I'm going to move this hip in all sorts of directions. Now, if you're quite flexible, you might be able to hold under. Many of you will be more flexible than me, especially with my knee. So just moving around, playing, warming the knee, warming the hip. And then when you're ready, change sides. Now go ahead without me. If you don't want to interlace your fingers, you can just start moving that other leg. Just let the breath flow. Fine to lean back a little bit if that suits the movement. Try not to round your back. Stay in good posture. All right, so those hips and knees a bit warmer. Let's come back to our downward dog now and push back. So as you inhale, I'd like you to lift one leg. And I'd like you to push through the hands a bit more and see if you can get your head a bit closer to that knee. And then change sides when you're ready. Let's come down to the knees and pass one arm through and just take a twist here, a couple of breaths. Now you can use this other hand to push so you can pull yourself through a bit more. Let's change sides. Let's push back again. So when we come into it again, I want you to see if you can really square your hips. So you lift that first leg, then see if you can square hips and square shoulders and press the heels away. Changing legs when you're ready. Stay in your down dog and walk your feet to your hands and then come to forward fold. So let's make sure this head really relaxes. If you feel a bit tired, you could rest elbows on thighs, or you could stay here in forward fold. Bring your hands to your shins or your thighs and find a flat back. Now in your flat back position, you really want to be able to balance something here on your lower back. So check you're not doing this. Stick your chest out to keep that flat back. And then breathe in and roll up. Bring your hands to the top. Stay here, feet together if you can. Hands to your forehead and find a back bend. So I'm lifting my chest. I'm breathing. I'm feeling this in my lower back. And then bring hands to your heart center. So let's breathe in here, arms lift. And as we breathe out, hands come back to the heart center. We inhale and we exhale. I've got a fly in my house. I can't get it out and it keeps flying past me. So let's breathe in, and as we breathe out, we're bending the legs and we're coming into chair pose. Check those feet and knees face forward. Make sure you're not arching your back too much. And then come again. So we breathe in and lift. Let's make this a back bend. We breathe out and we come to chair pose here. Inhale, back bend, maybe a little bit further. Exhale, chair pose, maybe a little bit deeper. One more, breathe in and breathe out. From here, tip to your flat back again. Now you stay there. I'm keeping my hands at prayer position for a change. And I'm really seeing if I can feel the work here, along my back and in the back of my legs. So see if you can stay for one more breath. If you can't feel the work in the back, try and straighten your back out a little bit more. And then soften down. So here in forward fold now, you might want to just hang to one side, ease that off in the spine, and then hang to the other side. Breathe in and rise. You can sweep the arms up if you want to. Bring the arms wide and come and step wide. So let's turn the right foot out and set up warrior two. Now if you can, I don't know if you can see the line on my mat, but we want to line up the heel of this foot with the middle of the instep of the other foot. So see if you can do that, and then bend your right leg. You also want to check this knee stays above the ankle. So let's stay here and discover where our weight is. So as we breathe in, we're reaching, we're taking the weight over the right leg. And I want you to breathe out and stay. Inhale, take your weight over the other leg. breathe out and stay. And then bring your weight back to the center. See if you can come lower. And bring the hands back to the prayer position where we were. Keep pressing the knee out. Take 2 more breaths. And then if you can, reach up and hold your position here. Leave the arms and swivel this back foot in a little bit. So you're turning your hips now to the short end of your mat. And you might have to step a bit wider to find Warrior One. You can still bend this front leg deep if you want to. And you want to try and roll that back thigh in. Now see if you can lift your chest a little bit here. Keep concentrating on the breath. Keep pushing that back foot into the ground strong. Hands come to prayer position again. I want you to lift your back heel. Now the tricky thing about this is, because I've got your hands here in prayer position, you'll be wobbly. So take your time. Back heel lifts, front leg lowers. Can you straighten your back leg and stay? Keep relaxing shoulders. Keep breath low down here. And then bring your hands down and walk your hands around to the front. Stay here in forward fold and just feel a stretch in either the back of the legs or the inner thighs. Either is fine. Bring hands to thighs and roll up. And let's practice this on the other side. So we set up the feet, we open the arms, we square the hips, knee. So let's inhale, reach as far as we can. Exhale. Inhale, reach as far back as we can. Exhale. Come back to the center, feel the weight in the center and come lower. Let's bring the hands to prayer. And let's stay. In through the nose, out through the nose. If you can, lift the arms, hold your position, keep focusing on the breath. And then seeing if you can bring the hands back to prayer position. And slowly seeing if you can turn to Warrior One. So that back foot turns. We'll lift the arms back up. So this is one where the back hip rolls in. See if you can bend your front leg a bit more. Lift your chest. Now lift your back heel. Bring your hands to your heart center and find your lunge. So this is where I want your back leg really straight. I want your front leg bent. Really feeling the stretch here too. A couple more breaths. Inhale, hands come down. Walk your hands round to the front. Stay here for a moment. And then hands to thighs and roll up. Now we can step in and just give the legs a little bit of a shake, but we're going wide again. So come and step wide, turn your right foot out and come to Warrior Two. Inhale, exhale to Extended Warrior. Now you can either go elbow to thigh or hand to ground. I want you to open up though. And then your big challenge to finish this sequence is to find prayer. Now it's not too bad here with the elbow on the thigh, but can you now roll the top shoulder back, bring this bottom elbow forward so you're working the thigh more. Stay if you can, couple more breaths. feel that leg a little bit. Inhale, push off it if you can to come up. Otherwise, just use hands. Turn the feet. Open the arms. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bend the leg. Inhale, reach to extended warrior. Open. Stay here. Come deeper if you can. Find your prayer position. Roll your top shoulder back. And then if you can, bottom elbow comes forward. You can even look up if you wanted to. One more breath there. Stay deep if you can. And then inhale to push off the leg and rise. And then come in. So off the back of that, we're going to take a balance. I'm not sure how these legs are going to feel. And we're going to take eagle pose. We're going to put a little bend in the knees and wrap the right leg over. Now, if you don't know this balance, have the foot down to start with. Tuck your tailbone under. Bring the arms forward. So you've got your right leg crossed. I want you to bring your right arm under and see if your little finger can find the pad of your thumb. If not, it just rests on the forearm. Lift your elbows. You won't be able to see me now, luckily, because it's really hard to balance with this. Then if you can, see if you can lift the foot that's on the ground. Squeeze your thighs together. Now it's quite hard on these carpets, isn't it, if you're practicing at home? So you might wobble a bit, you might have to put the foot back down. Unravel. Open the arms, bring the hands behind you, clasp the hands and lean back. And then inhale and change legs. So we're bending the right leg, we're wrapping the left, we're bringing the left arm under, we're lifting the elbows. Then we're seeing if we can lift the foot. Ooh. Square the hips. Stay in the breath. And then again, release, bring the hands behind, clasp the hands, draw the arms back a bit more this time to get a stretch in the chest. And then if you want to, if it feels good, rise up to the balls of the feet. Step down, take a big breath in. I want you to cross your wrists, clasp your hands, and take a side bend. Side bend the other way too. And then just release the arms and release the shoulders. Let's come to Vrksasana, tree pose. So the left foot finds either the shin, the heel, or it comes higher. And this time let's lift the arms straight away. Let's take them wide, the thumb and the forefinger together. And then your challenge today is see if you can stay and look up. And I'm not going there. I'm imagining that I'm watching you because I miss you all. So see if you can look up. Let's step down. Let's change legs. Remember, you can open the knee here. You can also think about really strengthening this standing leg. And then we lift the arms. And maybe, just maybe, we look up. Step down. Let's inhale. Exhale, roll all the way down. And I'd like you just to come and kneel for a moment. So just bringing hands to hips, I want you to squeeze your bottom and push your hips forward. I just want you to get a stretch here, really. See if you can push hips forward to find that stretch. If you want to go into more of a back bend, you can, but it's not necessary. Feeling the stretch here. And then come and sit with legs wide. Flex the feet, roll the feet out. Just let yourself come forward. Feel a stretch in your inner thighs and let your back round here. Let your back soften. Inhale, come and lay on your back. So bring your knees in and just gently rock your knees side to side. You could even massage out your lower back. So you could, circle the knees is how to get that feeling in the lower back. And then circling the knees the other way. Place one foot down, extend the other leg. Draw the leg towards you. Feel the stretch in the back of the thigh. If you want to, you could flex and release this foot. Change legs. Bring the knees back in and then place the feet on the ground and just let the knees part. Relax your shoulders. Close your eyes if you want to. And just return to those belly breaths. They'll be a lot easier to find now. Let the features of your face soften. Feel the belly rise and fall. Now if you feel really good here, you can stay here for as long as you want and say goodbye to me here. I'm just going to sit up and bring this session to a close, but if you feel really relaxed, I would just stay. If you don't have time to do that, then bring the knees in and come and sit up. Bring the hands to your heart center. We've been here a lot today. Eye gaze down but not closed. Let's just take a couple of breaths together. So I hope you found it beneficial. I'm sorry I can't make them any longer, but it's 10:20 in my house now. And this is when I'm going to have to do them, when Thomas is asleep, which is late. We went into shutdown or lockdown tonight, so I'm going to get this out to you tomorrow. Hopefully you'll do it tomorrow. Hopefully it'll make you feel a bit better. So I'm saying good night, namaste, and wishing you well.